Hello, hello. Live chat. Oh, I'm getting so good at that. Less than 10 seconds again. Random Monday Show. Random Monday Show. Not great song, but it'll have to do. Box from Paul on a Monday show. Box from Paul on a Monday show. What's up, anybody? Anybody out there in the world? And Paul's here. This would be very anticlimactic if it was just you and me. Could you imagine? Like just hey, I'm gonna open the box that you know everything that's in. Eco Woodcrafts. All right, there's a couple of us. Hope nothing is broke. I also hope that nothing is broke. There was a ding. It was which corner? There's the one of the corners. Got a little bit of a in it, but we'll have a look-see together, and at least we will have video evidence that upon receipt and opening that the damage was done. So for whatever insurance, if it needs to. We'll open the box. What's in the box? It's definitely not big enough for that thin line Telecaster walnut thing. But there's a bunch of other goodies in it. There is not a guitar, but there is things to make guitars. Oh. Contains Amazon packaging envelopes, and that's it. That's all it is. It's too heavy for it to only be that, unless you jammed like a lot of them in there. You compress them. It was security checked by the guys. They're supposed to print your name here. And there's a squiggle. It was not security checked very well because there's liquid in here and it's not supposed to be, I don't think. Almost 18 pounds. Well, it is kind of like Christmas. C10 Branch Auto Repair Myers. Yeah, it's a heck of a name. I will call you Myers. How far did it travel? It traveled way more than 47 football fields. This box has come to me from Texas. Somebody else is going to have to do the calculation on how far that is from here. From the DFW area of Texas to Gamble River, British Columbia, Canada. And it has goodies in it. And I think we might as well just launch right in. Right? I mean, there's no point in just, yeah? Anybody want to talk about anything first? Or should we just, launch in? Get one of the Mike's wooden things and stuff, limited edition marking knives / box openers. And we'll just get in. We'll just dig. Let's get you. I made one of these today. I'm having a good week. Sometimes just a little thing. All you need to do is a little thing. Just to get something done. I'm going to put some screws in it. I'm going to put it up on the wall. And it's going to... Well, that one is a little snug. But... just going to hold some clamps up on the wall. I got got to get some more clamps up on the wall. And that's going to allow me to do it. I think I'm just going to put it down here. I think I'm just going to put it right down here. So I've got a rack behind the bench. I can leave a 6-pack of clamps right there. But I don't know yet. I just know I've got another 6-ish clamps that I need to get off of surfaces and up on the wall. So that's what I'm going to do with that. I also sanded the tray, the tea tray that we made a long time ago on the live show. And it's just been kicking around, and it's going to get an epoxy pour in the bottom of it. So I was sanding around the ends and just getting everything finished prepped so that I can lacquer it, so that I can do my epoxy pour in the bottom of it to add another thing to the Christmas market table. Let's get into the box and let's have a look at what we got. Let's have a look at what we got. There we go. That is box of things. Da, 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 da. Oh, right on top. Beautiful. That's perfect. So this is to put just up in the shop somewhere as a little, it's a ring holder. I guess, I mean, maybe if you have very small rings, but I guess you can put whatever you want on there. Or you can just put it up in the shop as a little sort of hello in the background. Telecaster templates. One with the pickups and the electronics cavities. One with the, I guess if you are doing screw-on neck and your ferrules. And the neck Telecaster. And out of that, just gonna slide right in there. That's gonna be a tight fit, Paul. It's supposed to be a tight fit, but I can get it actually on the bench and see if that actually goes in there. Well, I don't know that that actually goes in there, dude. Oh, all right, maybe. What else we got? We got some bubbles. We got the Mexican Coca-Cola. It's not. I want to do it as the Mike's never had this food before for tonight, but I want it to be proper cold. So I think maybe we'll do that on Saturday. I'll put it in the fridge. And we'll I think there's 2 of those. Yeah. 2 of the Mexican Coca-Colas. So those are going in the fridge. We'll do those on Saturday. The Waldrop guitar sticker for the bandsaw. Beauty. We got the electric hot pipe bender for bending wood. This, oh, it's got a little, yeah, that's good DIY, that is. The little light dimmer switch. This is going to be handy if I ever decide to make an acoustic guitar for bending the sides around this pipe. But I already have some other ideas as well for some bent, some things that would require bending of wood. So, sweet, that's going to be awesome. We've got some radius blocks for fretboards. You clamp you just do little side divots to hold your sandpaper, and the sandpaper goes, and it gives you that radius as a sanding block. 14, 12, and 9.5. Awesome. Now I can finish those guitars that I've been working on. And then I can get on to Sean's bass. We've got the that is a serious, oh man, I did not expect, it said you made it out of an Allen key. Like that, dude, this is not an Allen key, my friend. This is, I mean, I guess technically it is, but damn, that's some heavy duty. Little inside hook scraper lathe tool for hollowing out things, getting around corners and stuff. That is for serious. That is. Whew. All right. That is not what I was expecting. When we were talking about the little Allen key, you make it out of an Allen key, I was like, I've never seen an Allen key that big. I don't know what I was, because I was picturing a hefty Allen key, but that's not what I was. What else we got? We got this is a shoulder plane. This is, Paul has made me a shoulder plane. Whoop whoop. He tells me that you can only pull it. It's a Japanese pull style shoulder plane. Well, I'll be the judge of that. It's very attractive. It's a very sleek, sort of simple, elegant. I very much like that. Yeah, that's this escapement is like pretty slick. I quite like that. Is there any finish on this? It's almost like raw. I want to say white oak. I think I would say white oak. Paul will correct me if I'm incorrect. That's rad. We got a box as per usual. We'll do this one last because I'm pretty sure I know what that is. What's in this one? This is the one chip, the death chip. Inside, one extremely hot tortilla chip inside this box. And then inside this, and there's like instructions, or it's like, I don't know. Okay. So this is for a special edition. This will be a special edition live show that we'll do the one chip challenge. And this as with all Paul Waldrop packages, is a bundle of bits of wood. So stabilized burly bits. This is a green stabilized, I'm going to say yellow cedar burl. That looks like a maple, probably. Dyed and stabilized in a red. We've got swirly acrylic oranges and greens and purples in there. Oh, little herringbone action. That's destined for a keychain, that is. Green, dyed, stabilized. I'm going to go with cottonwood, maybe. Oh, what's this? That might not even be dye. That just might be like a naturally gray, like, there are some woods from down in that direction that just naturally go gray. Trying to think. Shannon Rogers' latest monthly wood, possibly. Buckeye, maybe? Is that the one that he was talking about on his recent show, Buckeye Burl? The grays. Might get 2 pen blanks out of that, or that might be wicked knife scales. Is it stabilized or no? Is that just a raw, like, Paul is the only one who knows what these things. Buckeye, yeah, maybe. State Tree of Ohio, but also doesn't exist as the State Tree of Ohio because they put it in their fucking documents wrong. So, funny enough, the Ohioans, when they decided on their tree, they put the species wrong in their documentation. So, there's a multi-jigged up bunch of bits and stripes and things. Purple heart, some Paduke maybe, some walnut maybe, some oaks in there. We got some more stabilized dyed things. That's like, oh, that's gonna be a slick color. That is, it's like a wine reddish purple, like a yeah, I would call that like sort of a wine reddish purple. Green. Oh, this is the zebra wood. Little block of zebra wood, maybe. Olive. Oh, never worked with olive. Okay. Olive is supposed to be cool to work. ×2. And then like a denim blue burl, probably the yellow cedar burl again. Dyed, stabilized. Whoop whoop, as they say. That's another good Paul Waldrop box, that is. I'm gonna do some bending. I'm gonna add these to my boxes of random bits of interesting. many of which Paul have sent me over the last couple of years. I got my radius blocks now. I got my Telecaster. I don't think this goes in, Paul. You messed it up. No. No. just a titch of finessing on that. Beauty. Beauty. Sand it just a bit. Yeah, that's what I was like. I could just keep fussing with it, but we'll just nice and slow until it. Sweet. I don't have spot, like the bridge in relate is kind of the most important spot though. I guess it depends on what bridge you're using though, where it's got to go, doesn't it? You can't really pre-do in the template because it's going to change based on the bridge you're using. $24.75. Well, that's interesting. Isn't Telecaster usually 25 and a half? Or whatever? Yeah, the 24.75 is a Gibson scale generally, right? I like it though. I prefer. Hello, Keeltronics. Crap, sorry, working on a Les Paul. So what? I just need to know what this one is. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because you do frets, you cut your frets to the scale length. So I could absolutely make this whatever scale I want. As long as the relationship of the bridge to the nut is proper to the spacing of the frets. It doesn't matter. I'll bend some wood. How do I guess I don't need to know. I guess I don't need to know degrees. Okay? There's no like marks or anything to say like how hot this motherfucker gets. It doesn't matter what degrees it is. It's like it's either hot enough or it's not yet. Increase the neck length and make it a baritone. I would do whatever I feel like. Nope, it gets hot. Use a spray bottle on it. Test it, make sure it still works. Moose might have pissed on it. I would hope that they didn't come across any mice. Moose eye on the way to my house. This is fun. I like this a lot, actually. It's just gonna, I'm gonna just put it up someplace in the shop and it's just gonna just live like that. Somewhere on display in my shop. Not as hot as the chip? Maybe not. I don't know how many Scovilles the pipe bender rig has involved. But probably not 2 million or whatever. My sister made me about 30 of those when she got these. There are tiny fingers inside of the finger. Yes, there are. Yes, there are. There are little foil. These little shinies. You guys aren't going to be able to see them. The little shiny specks are little mini. That's funny. I like that. I'll just put it up someplace and it'll just like sneak into a shot once in a while. Whoop whoop. Many good things. Many good things. What's the standard radius on a Telecaster neck? Or on a fretboard for a Telecaster? Just generally. And why does the 14 match the 12? What? Oh, maybe there's just a super slight, very, very slight. Oh, barely. I don't think there's a. Maybe. It's that one. Okay, the 9.5 is definitely different. The 12 and the 14 are almost identical radiuses, which tells me that one, if not both of them, may be incorrect. But they are to a radius. Can't ask. Yeah, we can't ask them, I guess. They're closed, right? It doesn't matter. They are a radius, and they will allow me to make a radius that is consistent, which was the goal. Big Cheesy Wheezy. What's up, my friend? I just opened a box full of goodies. This is going to be my new keychain. Pretty sure. Pretty sure that's going to be my new keychain. Their website has a link to StewMac. I wouldn't surprise. So right in the bottom, facing down, you're not going to be able to see it. There's a little silver guy going like this down in the bottom. That's funny. I like that a lot. And it doesn't smell like terrible Texas farts. So maybe because of the hole that got punked in it during shipping, it let out all the farts. Remember the MP3. I told you will get it on or before the day that Sean gets his bass guitar. I got your email. Remember to flatten out the bottom of the scraper so it works best for you. Okay? Yeah. Get a nice flat for it to go nice and resty on the tool rest. And then just sharpen this guy up on the hook and get it inside and then up into a, yeah. That's for real, that is. That's heavy duty. Can't afford StewMac. Most people can't, unless you're making a living from working on guitars. I do like, in general, I like companies that stand by their products no matter what. We will make it right. We'll send you a new blah, 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 whatever. And they naturally have to incorporate all of that future potential expense into the cost of their goods. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. You're the best YouTuber. Well, you need to grammar lessons. Because it was the wrong York. Get it? I appreciate it, my friend. I think you may be exaggerating. Because if I was the best of the YouTubers, there would be more than 11 people here right now. I make a living from working on guitars. I have some StewMac stuff, binding, cutting kit, tuner placement, drilling kit. Most stuff I make myself. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Everybody, do you. You are you. Of course, he's correcting grammar, although he means spelling. Your face is going to get a spelling. Nope. I do have, remember the second of the possible Mike's never had this food befores that I had from Saturday? And I was like, I'll save that one because I already did one and then I'm full. Anybody want a cat? Nope. I don't even want the ones that I have. I'm about to kick her outside. She's been nothing but trouble. Just drown her in a river. Have done with it. Burlap sack. Find a bridge that goes over a river. Couldn't imagine 11 people wanting to hang out with me. Yeah. Sometimes there's more than that. And people watch this after too. Like when they look at the numbers like later, there's usually over 100 people that watch this nonsense. So, there's got to be some value for those people. Don't kill a cat in the river. That's how the Red Lantern Killer cat was created. Okay. Love your shirt. It'll be original Mario guy. Sounds like she used to tell how people would put unruly cats in bags with rocks. Yep. So, this episode of Mike's Never Had This Food Before. Picture the sign. It spins, and I go like this with it. And it says, Mike's never had this food before. And on today's episode, we have chocolate. This is a 6-pack of various chocolate bars from Tony's. Tony's Choco Lonely. Belgian. I don't know anything about it. I paid full price for it at the store. When I saw it, I was like, hey, I might like all of these. We got milk chocolate. We got chocolate caramel sea salt. We got milk chocolate nougat. We got dark chocolate almond sea salt. I'm not a huge fan of nuts in my chocolate, and then we got dark chocolate 70%. So there's none of these that I'm going to immediately just hate because I don't like that kind of chocolate. They also are very proud of their like free the chocolate sort of campaign, like no exploitation of workers and free trade and like properly compensating the farmers and blah 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 blah. Fair trade cocoa, etc. etc. The ingredient, you can pronounce all the ingredients. There's no like mother hoozala gabardextrin blah blah blahs and stuff. It's all just like sugar, milk powder, cocoa, like wheat, egg, whole milk powder, cocoa butter, chocolate, hazelnut. You know, like it's all food that goes in here. So that's cool. Not a bunch of like chemicals you can't pronounce. And it's from Amsterdam. Thought it was Belgian. But Tony's Chocolonely is in Amsterdam. So let's give one of them a go. Let's just try the red one. I will admit, it bothers me that one of them was packaged backwards. Like more than it should. If every other one was backwards or something, like if it was on but just one of them facing the other way bothers me quite a bit. May lose points. You might lose points for that, Tony. But let's just try the red one to start. What's the easiest? Oh, it's got a tear strip, maybe? Oh, it's a flap. That's okay. You got your point back, Tony. The point that you lost for putting one backwards, it's got these little tabs rip off. And then it's got this guy that like clips in the back. That's good packaging. You got your point back for having one backwards. Okay, well, let's try the red one. The red one is just straight milk chocolate. They're small, but it looks very nice from the end. It looks very, very rainbow. All right. The milk chocolate, Tony's Chocolonely. No idea. Let's give it a go. So far, so good. The packaging, other than the one being backwards, the packaging was good. There we go. Tony's Chocolonely from Amsterdam. What are we looking at? Let's take a look at the digging the design. The mold on the chocolate bars. Digging that. It's not just straight chunks. I actually quite like the little abstraction action going on here. Tony's doing well so far. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's clearly a quality chocolate. That's just good. That's just good. There's nothing to say. And I don't think it was that much. Like, I want to say it was maybe like $11 Canadian. I don't remember exactly, but that's like under $2 a bar. I don't think you're getting like an O. Henry for $2 anymore. And this is a significant better quality chocolate. Good work, Tony. I am not going to eat them all to test them all. I might finish the milk chocolate and then try. I might go on to the, what was it, the chocolate sea salt? The milk chocolate caramel sea salt, I may actually crack open as well and try that one. It's just good. I'm gonna buy that again. That's definitely a buy again. That's a 9. That's an 8 point. I mean, I've only had one of the 6, so it's kind of unfair to give the pack a score. But it's just good. The only bad thing is the one that they packed in there backwards. That's just good. Tony's might be my new go-to chocolate bar. Especially if none of them are gross. Like, if none of them are like, I didn't enjoy that. A good selection of light and dark and milk and caramel and nut. And if I had to eat any of these, even if one of them, I'm like, I didn't really care for that one, this is getting a buy again for sure. Just gonna move down the line just for a second. This is the milk chocolate sea salt. I'm just gonna take a nibble though. I'm not gonna eat another whole one. Oh, Tony. Got the little crunchy caramel bits. Like, the crunchy caramel bits. Like, it's not just caramel flavored chocolate. It's got the little crunchy caramel bits. And the sea salt and that one's going down. This is going in. Nine and a bit. It's just good. Like, it's just, come here. This is my new chocolate bar. I'm now a Tony's guy. I am now a Tony's chocolate guy. It's just good. Mm-hmm. 9 and a bit. Definitely buying again. I may be a Tony's Chocolate guy now. If anybody knows anybody at Tony's Chocolate Only, and they're looking for people to pump their product on the internet in exchange for chocolate, you let them know. Because otherwise I'm going to have to keep buying it for money. And that has been this edition of Mike's Never Had This Food Before. So other ones, milk chocolate nougat. The yellow one's nougat. You guys should go buy this. If you see this thing in a store, this like rainbow pack, I have to figure out where this is going to live. I guess it's got to live that way for attractiveness. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Oh, I got my egg beater up there now. That's new since last show. I love sea salt in my chocolate. Yeah, that's a good one. A Mexican chocolate I've had in the past that had hot pepper in it. I had the Lindt chocolate bar that had the chili pepper in it. Also delicious. That was one of the first. Mike's Never Had This Food Before, actually. Was the Lindt chili pepper chocolate, dark chocolate chili pepper. And it scored well. And there was one of the ones from Crow's Nest, I think, that had some bite to it as well. Tony's is available at Target. William Clement. Oh, God, it's available at the local supermarket, but it's $9.95 per bar? Per individual bar or for the pack? Because that's, I think, about what I think I was about 11 Canadian dollars for the 6. And at under $2 a bar, even they're not big bars, but for under $2 for like a quality chocolate bar like that, there's Target has it for $9.99 for the 6-pack. William, your local supermarket is ripping you off. They are buying it from Target and they are taking them out. You should check to see if they say on them, the ones that come in the 6-pack say specifically, this is not for retail sale. Because they're supposed to come in the 6-pack. Yeah, I think your local market, your local supermarket is buying the 6-pack from Target and they're taking them out of the box. And they're trying to sell them for $10 a pop. And you should not buy anything from them. Not just the chocolate bar, but nothing. Target US or Oz. Oh, are you in Australia? Because I can't speak for. I think that still seems steep. I mean, it had to come just as far, probably. I don't know. Somebody else will do the math. I feel like from Amsterdam to Campbell River is probably just as far as it is from Amsterdam to wherever you were in Australia. I actually do want you to go check and see if they say like not for retail, but like sale on them, because that means they took them out of the 6-pack and jacked them up. I'm a Tony's Chocolonely. Chocolonely. Tony's Chocolonely guy now. I need to make a cabinet. A Tony's Chocolonely cabinet. No, I'm not going to make a whole cabinet just for chocolate bars. But it's good. I highly recommend. If you're Tim, you go to Target and grab a 6-pack of these for $10, my friend. It's worth it. It felt like an ad. That's how good it was. And you guys have seen this show, and you know that I'm not gonna be like, I'm honest about these foods. But $10 Australian equals $6.55 US. Yeah, but that's for one chocolate bar though. I'm paying. This thing was like $1.50 US per chocolate bar. So even doing the whole like, yeah, but it's only $6.50 US per chocolate bar. That's still a lot more. Bigger. Like I feel like no, I was gonna say I feel like I could mail you a set, but I can't for cheaper than that. Maybe try not the local grocery store though. Maybe try Bunnings. Wait, is that a that's an Australian place, right? I don't know a lot about Australia, but you know Carbotech, and I know Melbourne Tool Works, and I think Bunnings is like your guys' like big extravaganza store. Like you guys have Walmart? Hey, you gotta have Walmart. Isn't Walmart just like everywhere now? No, it's one of the biggies. Bunnings is hardware. Oh, so it's like your Home Depot. Bunnings is like your Home Depot. What's your guys' like big um like grocery like everything chain like Target and Walmart and those type of places that has they have clothing and they have electronics and they have groceries and they have a pharmacy and they have like what's your guys' that? Or do you have a that? Maybe that's not a thing in Australia. You guys do shit kind of weird. You put truck boxes in cars and you call them utes. Like, okay, that's weird. But you go ahead. You do you. All of your wildlife is fucking deadly. Like it just hates people and wants them to die. Like I don't know. It's, it's fine. I mean, really, it makes sense that that's where Britain would send their criminals, I guess, to the place where everything wants to kill people. Kohl's, Woolworths, Target. I forgot you guys have Woolworths, but it's a different Woolworths than what we had. We'd had that conversation here. Kohl's is a bookstore here. Walmart has them on their website in the US, but you have to buy a 3-pack of the assorted for $33. So 11 each, but you have to buy them by the 3. And an 11 US is like, what, 14 Canadian? I used to move pianos in the back of a ute. They look kind of cool, I guess. They're basically like Ramblers or El Caminos, except they're still made. William, you have a Kmart. Kmart we may have talked about as well. It's like a different company, but also called Kmart. Literally had a koala in the backyard on Sunday. Wallabies every day. Wallabies are neat and cool. They're one of the few. I mean, I think they could kill you. Koalas definitely could kill you, but I don't think they're like aggressively want to. Your guys' furry animals, I think, at least don't actively want to kill people. Didn't realize Kmart's were different. I think they are because Kmart as a corporation here is done in North America, pretty sure. Or they got bought out by Target or something. V8 twin turbo Ute Maloo. Roaring as the super. See? Yeah, that's a thing that you said. Koalas are chill. Yeah, but they could kill you. You don't tell me that they couldn't. They're just biding their time, I think, is the thing. They're like luring you guys into like this false sense of security. And then you're gonna get all cuddly with them and shit, and then like it's gonna be like Order 66 kind of shit that they're just gonna. This is going to be a koala uprising. Koalas and wallabies and kangaroos, they're all just they're just waiting for the signal. And then they're going to you're going to be like, yeah, bunch of criminals. And then they're going to come after you with their claws and their sharp, pointy teeth. Timothy, great post today. Beautiful toolboxes. I did not see it because I don't I just don't go on the internet enough to see things. I try to stay away from screens when I don't need to be looking at them, which is a terrible way to try to, like, when part of your revenue, like part of your income is based on like a digital presence. Actively staying away from being a digital presence, probably not your best plan. But I value my mental health, and the digital landscape is a fucking hellhole in general terms. I have myself a smokerette, and this is neat. I don't remember, Paul, did you answer and I missed it, whether or not this is stabilized? It feels like it has been, but maybe that's just what this wood feels like. I want to say that when I was listening to Shannon talk about it, it didn't give me his discussion on it didn't give me the impression that it was this hard. This feels like it has been cactus juiced. Koalas choose to eat the least nutritious and difficult to get anything out of food. Don't they eat eucalyptus? It makes them eat it twice by pulling more from their special butt pocket to eat it again. Special butt pocket? I believe you. It's just that's stabilized dyed yellow cedar burl. Oh, it's not Buckeye? So it's been dyed gray? That's cool. I like it. I've never seen anyone do gray as like in their stabilization process. That's a choice. That's a cool choice. I remember when the internet was amazing. Back when we had GeoCities and people making their own pages, now everyone just posts on 4Big. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And it's just, you're just being, it's overrun by corporate bullshit and advertising and people trying to sell you shit or make you angry. Or both. Make you angry so that you buy shit. And divide us. And I don't want to be a part of it. Even though I have to be a part of it, I will actively try to not be a part of it. Not lying, koalas are gross. Really, really gross. They're cute. I've heard they smell like Vicks VapoRub because of like they just eat the eucalyptus all the time and makes them smell like Vicks VapoRub. Mix hydrogen peroxide and baking soda into the cactus juice, and then it like, oh, that's cool. 1, 2, 3, either 4 keychains or a couple of pens or maybe knife scales. That would. Just do a little bit of Fresca. That's a little Fresca to show off the. That's cool. Rage baiting is lucrative business. Yes, it is. Anything that can separate you from your money and make you mad at somebody. Holy crap, I finally made a live. Wait, it's Monday. We can do lives on Monday. It was box opening day. I wasn't about to just have this box sitting around for 5 days without opening it. I'll have to watch it back from the start later. I was making dinner and missed the box. Well, you should do that anyway, though. Even when you are here for the whole show, you should still, after it finishes uploading, so like a couple days later, you should go back and just watch it again. Just to make sure that you got everything. Must not have had a fart in it. I think if he topped the box up with farts, it did get a hole punctured in it at some point during its travels. So I feel like the farts all escaped. I said I was going to have a smoke on, I didn't. So let's do that. I wanted to do more today than I ended up doing, but I did do some. I knew, for those of you who didn't see, I made another clamp rack for down here behind the bench for my shorties, like these guys, to live back here. Another 6-pack of spots. More clamps. I wanted to finish the milling of the big ass maple slabs from beside the house. That's unnecessary yelling. Basically, I want to bug treat them before I bring them into the shop and finish their, like, at least get them fired through the planer so that they're sort of an even, consistent thickness to get them up on racks, and then like borax treat them. And I wanted to do that today, but it was piss and rain all day, so didn't get to do that. But I got that clamp rack done. I did some cleaning up here in the shop, and yeah, that can be tomorrow. Then I played some video game with Boy after school, and then live show. Yesterday I cleaned out my truck, which badly needed it. Like from the couple of years worth of just chucking stuff in the back seat. So yeah, I have actual, like, I could fit people in there again, other than just like clearing enough room for the boy. I mowed my lawn after 3 weeks. I don't mow my lawn every 3 weeks. I mow my parents' lawn every week. I do mine like 3 times a year, maybe. Had the flu, feeling better now. Find anything good in the truck? Well, I didn't not anything that I didn't know was in there. There were a couple of bowl blanks. Couple of bowl blanks that I knew were there that I'd been carrying back and forth to work for when they came bowl turning class. It was mostly garbage, honestly. It's mostly like receipts and the bungee cords and like this much in the bottom of a Coke bottle that had its top and then just thrown in the, like, it's just like all of that kind of detritus, you know, truck detritus. I haven't mowed my lawn in 2.5 months. Mowed it, knocked it back down to mowable length in April or May, and then mowed it, and then haven't since. Has to grow to cut it. Yep, sure does. And mine is mostly, well, it's dandelions. There's some dandelion action happening. Backyard is kind of, again, but I do like once or twice a year I knock it back down to like make it look like a yard, and then I just like leave it again. LJ Woodworks, hello. You missed the box opening, and the Mike's never had this food before, which is maybe my new favorite chocolate bar. Maybe as low as half an inch of what? Oh, it had maybe an inch of rain since April or May. Yep. We got some today. Just in time for me to be wanting to do outside stuff today. Woke up this morning and I had my coffee and I went outside and I was like, God damn it, really? Like, on the day that I actually wanted to do outside stuff. That's the day that it picked. "82 days until Black Friday." Yay! And miter planes get restocked for that second sale. I think I'm okay on the Veritas seconds sales for a bit. It's been very convenient though. The last couple of times that they've run it, it happened to be like after everything came out of the accounts, and so I didn't have the money available even if I wanted to, which was kind of nice, honestly. Like, oh damn, I can't afford anything. That's probably good. Send that rain down to us. You'll get your fair share. It'll be a little while. It's gonna start. I mean, careful what you wish for, my friend. It's gonna, well, you were here last winter. Like, basically, a couple of weeks from now, it'll rain 5 out of 7 days, starting at the beginning of October through to the end of March. I quit buying lathe tools, just started making my own out of Allen keys. Oh, Sean, you want to see something from the box? I mean, go back and watch it anyway. But holy hot damn. This used to be an Allen key. Like, it's like face for reference. This is the little like undercut scraper thing that Paul made me. That's for serious. That is a tool. Yeah, right? That's for real. Thanks for hooking up to a trailer. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, what do you use an Allen key that size for? Like back when it used to be an Allen key, like what would you need to loosen or tighten with one of these? Like some kind of farm implement? Tractors? I said farm implement. Changing brakes to get the rotors off? Really? Maybe. Used some big ones in a factor I worked for years ago. I think you missed your Y there, but wouldn't be a tractor crate. Those are like 3/4 square. That's probably what this is. This is probably 3/4. 5/8. It's big ass. Might be 3/4. This is 3/4 plywood. Yeah, it is. That's a 3/4 inch hex key, that is. Gotta go do dishes now. Okay, well, I'll watch the show later. Find out all the cool things that were in the box. I think it was 14 inches long. There's like 3 inches of it epoxied into the handle. Down into there. Yeah, that's a good long thing. That a clamp rack or something you're moving around? Oh, you weren't here when I said that I made a new thing. Yeah, I made another clamp rack for my littles to go back here behind the bench because they're just like laying over there. So I needed another like 6-pack of spots. So I just made that today. When I couldn't be outside doing what I wanted to do, I was like, well, I guess I'll just make another clamp rack. Do you make your own hide glue? Yes, he melts down the horses. He goes down the way and he kills a horse in somebody's field, and nicely done. It's a good clamp rack. I don't know. It's okay. It's like kind of my standard sort of clamp rack. I guess I don't really have a standard clamp rack. It's one of the 3 kinds of clamp racks that I make. It does the trick. And I just run this piece through the table saw a couple of kerfs. And stop cuts on the table saw. So like this side goes to here and the bottom side goes to there. Like raise the blade up real high. And you can see it goes like that inside there, but whatever. And I just got a final sand. It just finished getting glued. So final sanding and then Maybe I'll spritz it with some lacquer and just stick it up here. Oh, about like that. Actually, this is my stud. So maybe I'll line it up with the bottom corner there, and then I can hang something else beside it over there for balance, visual balance. And then it's like a little 6-pack of these guys down here. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I just saw these little shorty clamps and my short F clamps just like sitting under my drill press on that table under my drill press, just sitting there. I'm like, I should get those up on the wall. Nice. What is it? Yeah, I mean, it does what it needs to do. I did this obsessive thing to get equal spacing on dados, using a block clamp down, moving the fence that amount each time. Just had a mag switch to leapfrog and move the fence up. Yeah. Yeah, I just marked it off. I just did I actually measured, but it was just like an approximate. I went an inch in, and then I went 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch, and I just marked it off. And I just put it on the miter gauge at 0 and just like ran it up to a mark. I drew a line here, just ran it up to that mark twice, and then moved it over and went twice and twice. My short clamps hang on one of my bench legs. Longer ones hang on a shelf. I got the longer ones up on a little bit another rack just like this, and my pipe clamps are in a thing similar to that, but obviously wider fingers. I used to just clamp the short ones to stuff around the shop. Like I would just have one clamped, kind of like that little clamp is hanging right there. I would just like squidgy clamp, like this guy can just live here for now, and just clamp them to things around the shop. But I would like to have them nice. I was afraid it would be noticeable with a high number of dados in a row. Well, yeah, I mean, some things require more precision than just like approximately 2 inches from the last one. 2 blade kerfs. Like clamp rack, it doesn't matter if things are nice and evenly spaced, but if things need to be evenly spaced, yeah, spacer block, move, lock, spacer block, move, lock, yeah. Clamps dangling everywhere reminds me of college students' socks and underwear. You remember when they invented colleges, don't you? And underwear. I need to make some clamp racks. All my clamps are in a pile. Well, as long as the pile is working for you, I guess. I don't know. Okay, come on. I've got 3 types of clamp racks. So this kind that I made today that's that one. Those are my longs that are in one of those. And then my pipe clamp rack is essentially the same idea, except I did like wider fingers, obviously. And then I've got this style one where they come out from the wall And you can hang like multiples on each sort of set of fingers. And depending on the type of clamp that you have that you need to hang, you may have different needs. But those three types do the trick for me. I should probably make another one of that third type and get rid of the pipe clamp, the finger style pipe clamp one, because I can put 2 in each of those slots. Or I can put 4 and have them hanging out a little bit further. So spatially wise, I think wall efficiency, the ones that stick out further that you can get 4 on, probably a more, I don't know actually. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 pipe clamps in whatever that is, 18 inches, or 8 in, what is that, 8 inches? Yeah, I guess it is. It's more efficient. I get about, if I can get 4 in a set of fingers, I can get 8 in 8 inches of wall space. So got my 20-inch Laguna extension in today. 40 pounds. That's a heavy piece of cast iron, that is. I cut a dado, then clamp a scrap that is the spacing. Cut the dado, clamp a scrap, clamp smaller scrap to that, pull the spacer, move the fence. Okay, cut, clamp the spacer. Scrap gets clamped to the spacer. Remove the spacer, move the fence, remove the spacer. Yeah, okay, yeah. Sure. That's gonna do, like, that is actually a pretty decent little way of figuring that out. Yeah, you just put the spacer down, put something next to it that remains stationary. When you remove the spacer, you move the fence, and now the fence has moved up the width of that spacer. Then you remove that block and you run your second dado. Yeah, that's a perfectly good way to do that. Tried a weird little piece that hooked a previous dado and a miter slot. Worked for me, 7-inch spacing on 2 cabinets. Yeah, if you were making, you could make a jig that had, yeah, something that sat down in the dado you've already cut that was spaced to the space. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with the spacer block, other piece, remove the spacer block, push the fence. Nothing wrong with that. Took me a second to parse through it, but yeah. I can just move my head out of the way once in a while. Oh, I'ma do some bending. Looks like Paul was reefing on this pretty hard at one point. Are you bending pretty hard in this direction at one point? Did you read my label? Has my slogan on it. Your sticker? Texas made, internationally played? Or what label? You're talking about your sticker? Also, am I supposed to cut this out? Or does this, or is this like, is it already cut out and that's the sticker right there? No. I feel like I should cut that out. Or at the very least, I should just like actually do a decent job, like making it rectangular instead of having it be like a fucking 4-year-old cut the sticker out. It's because I got lazy. Okay. Yeah. Like a 4-year-old. It's like a dull ass pair of scissors. He's just like throws it in the box. Has anybody ever done a borax bug treatment on wood? Anybody watching this thing? Because I got a box of borax and I bought a big pot because my understanding is you got to heat up your water so that the borax properly dissolves in it. And the video that I watched of a guy was like, well, I don't know if it actually does anything, but we do it anyway. And I'm like, it can't be good for, I'm kind of the same opinion. Like, it's not going to be good for the bugs. So why not? Why do we hang out with this guy? He gets free stuff and then insults us. I didn't insult him at all. It's insulting his cutting job on this. And even he admitted, like, he half-assed this. Like, I even sent him some shit in a box, and it's true. He did send me stabilized shit in a box. What do you expect? Except Paul's scissors are from his childhood. They didn't have scissors when Paul was a kid. Scissors didn't get invented until like 18 something. Or that's not true. Pretty sure they had scissors when Paul was a kid. But they were just new, so that he didn't really. Old style sheep shears. Yeah. Can't really hurt anything, and borax isn't a health concern if I remember correctly. Seems accessible enough to attempt, not ridiculous. I agree. I think that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, box of borax was like $5. The pot that I got at the thrift store today was like $4, and like a paintbrush, like a big fat paintbrush, and just treat it. But at least the stuff that's gonna come in and go on the rack, like, I figure should get a treatment, because it did, when I was milling it, some of it did have active bugs. And I don't want to bring them into the shop and put them up on the rack So that's going to be the final stage of the milling and putting on the rack video that I wanted to do today. It's like we got them all busted down to like approximate size when Mikey B was over a couple of weeks ago. And now I would want to just fire them through the planer so that there's like a couple of consistent thicknesses. Whatever we cut it to, just get them approximately the same thickness and flattish so that I can store them nice and then bug treat them before they go up on the rack. So that is now tomorrow's plan, because today it was pissing rain. So bugs are tenacious, so there's that. Depends on the bug too. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I know that they were eating the maple, and a lot of it was ruined. So I don't want to bring them alive into the rack. My grandparents used borax for everything, including wood treatment. It's a multi-purpose thing for sure. Oh no, I forgot I took out an ice cream dish. Oh no. Oh. Well, now you can drink it. You know what you should do? You should get a Tony's chocolate bar to dip in that now melted ice cream. Right? The Tony's Chocolonely, the salted caramel chocolate bar dipped in melted ice cream. Oh shit. Now I want that. Oh. Yeah, adjust a plane with a hammer. Looks like that's going to hit. Is that... Maybe not. I assume that it's not going to hit. I mean, if it does, I can just file that a little bit. It's a very attractive. This is an elegantly simplistic, attractive plane is what this is. Just simple, sleek lines. Nice little adjust. What? Adjust it by tapping it with a hammer. Yeah, I know. But like, should just have a little turny turn on it. Adjust a plane with a hammer that's twice the cost of the plane. No. Well, the plane was free. So I got a little brass guy. Is that going to work? I'm not going to get a specialty like plane adjusting hammer. I got with a little of this guy. Okay. I forget what I paid for the Sterling Toolworks hammer. It wasn't cheap. I'm going to get one from Woodpeckers. No, I'm going to get like a Japanese hand-forged, like by an old man in a cave, Damascus Japanese steel plane hammer. Be like $1,000. How do you feel about fractal etching? Well, the Lichtenberg electricity with the lightning bolts going through the wood? I feel like I want somebody else to do that. That's how I feel about that. I don't want to do that. It looks cool, and other people can do that if they want to. I am not going to do that. Skydiving looks fun. I'm not going to do that. I'm glad that some people enjoy that. That's great for them. Looks cool. Lots of people died due to making their own devices. Yeah, I mean, it's electricity. It's electricity. So you can, there are electricians who deal with electricity all the time. They know what they're doing, and it's fine. I'm not one of those people, and I don't have any interest in becoming one of those people. I can do a little bit of wiring if I am damn sure that it is not live. And I don't want to deal with live electricity in my hands. And I mean, everybody's got things that they don't want to do, and that's fine. I do it, and I'm very comfortable. I am glad for you. That sounds great. You can do it. Don't die. As an electrician, I carried lockout locks to make sure nobody turned the circuit I was touching back on. Sure. I like electricity is important and it's good. And I will let other people work with it. Like I said, I can do little bits of wiring and stuff here and there. I do not want to be working with live electricity. I made a stick welder out of microwave transformers. That sounds like a really good way to die. It works pretty well, but is sketchy. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I don't want you guys to die. And I trust you to not die. And everybody has to determine their own level of risk aversion and comfort. But like, and I've decided on mine. I have, I think, the rest of my year planned out in terms of projects and videos. The whiteboard got refreshed today. And I think basically I am set until the end of the year for projects and videos in terms of projects. Project videos, anyway. There'd be some more like talkies and some more music ones probably, because fuck the internet and the people who don't like it. But yeah, like 3 more guitars basically this year. Another cabinet. The door on this guy. The wood burning pyrography on there. Hoping to do some hand carving, possibly some power carving, and the Hyrulean cabinet. the sister guitars, Sean's bass, the Hyrulean cabinet, pyrography on the door, some power carving, some hand carving, and some Christmas market prep in there somewhere. And on top of the rest of the cabinet editing and releasing, the maple milling video releasing, still hoping to process the shop reno video, the string trimmer review, possibly the Beaver Chuck still. There's the face helmet Franklin thing that's not on the board. I should put that on the board. The bearing replacement that is happening officially, in case you weren't here for it, Thursday of this week, 3 days from now, 2 days from now, tomorrow, Wednesday, depending on how you look at things. Thursday of this week, the bearings are getting replaced in the Nova. So that's cool. Yeah, the rest of my year is pretty much planned out. Guys, I don't think he's finishing the stool this year. I also don't think that. I think I'm going to not finish it ever. And I'm going to be okay with that. Oh, who's winning Top Fan? Tim! Tim sitting atop the leaderboard with 150 XPs. Mike would rather stand than finish that stool. I wouldn't rather stand than finish the stool. I'd rather sit on either of the two stools I have than finish that stool. I could etch your stool. No, you couldn't, though. Because it would have to be done. And then I'd have to send it to you. Then you'd have to send it back. And it would cost $1,000 or something. The one you stole from the crow's nest. That one is the one I'm sitting on right now. But I also got a Windsor plywood one from Mikey B that swivels and it's like all cushy. It's just too tall. Like I need to cut the legs down on it. I have a similar thing where I finished a cart for my planer that had dust compartments under it. Then I bought a real dust collector, so the box is just yeah. But at least it's getting used for something. Like I've got, that's the shop stool right there. It's just like parts with like haunched tenons cut on the end of the parts. Like it's literally, it's got its joinery cut and everything. What's the ideal height for your shop? As tall as you can make it and still heat and or cool it. Taller is better because you can always go up with storage. I mean, you gotta have ladders and stuff, but I don't know. That's a weird question. What's the ideal height for your shop? Been up since 3 this morning. All right. Good night, my friend. Thank you very, very much for the box of stuff. It's another fantastic delivery. Sorry, I meant shop stool. Oh, well, whatever this one is. I got a tape measure around here somewhere. $26. $26 is pretty good. Could go maybe a titch higher, but not a lot. The one that I got to cut down. Yeah, it's 31. It's 5 inches taller, and that's too tall. For my shop, I prefer 16-foot ceilings. 16 foot is a good ceiling height. Yep. You can always go up the walls with storage. Just get ladders. Keeltronics is off to bed as well. Yeah, I think we're probably getting wrapped up, honestly. Inches or centimeters? Really? Just like, I'm going to give you a second to think about whether or not I might be talking about a stool height of 31 centimeters. We'll just let you sit with that for a minute. LOL. Yeah. Hey, I want a shop height of 16 feet. I also do. We already said that. I don't understand the jokes, if those are jokes. After I finished that Windsor chair, I really wanted to make a stool. No joke. I wouldn't assumed you were joking. Just a great project that I know I can do. It doesn't involve steam bending, but it's still very Windsor traditional. It's only traditional if you get one of those drills that you do the cranky crank with, and you don't use lasers to figure out all your like rake and splay and stuff. You got to use geometry with like fucking compasses, and then you got to do the drill like that when you hold it to your chest, and you're doing like, is it a brace? And you gotta turn your legs to tapers, and then you go wedge them and stuff, and all Chris Schwarz the shit out of that. It'd be fun. That'd be a fun project. It's called a brace. Yay! Kind of follow up on what I learned: turning legs and not sucking at beads and coves. You're supposed to suck at stuff. You guys. You're supposed to suck at stuff. And then get better so that you don't anymore. Anne of all trades did a class on Windsor chairs. Yes, she did. I think she did a class on a whiskey cabinet too. I think she was still back in like Seattle or wherever, the PNW, when she was doing that though. I have a brace and the tapered reamers from Veritas. I use my forehead, a mirror, and a super cheap $12 laser. No lasers. I told you. Compass, pencil, geometry, protractor, the abacus. An abacus. I have a couple of braces. They're really cool. They look really cool. I would have fun using one. I'm gonna use that. I decided after Tim refurbed that, and I like put a bit in it, and I started going, and it was like It was fun. And it was super clean and quicker than you think that it's going to drill. Like, I don't suck at converting hectares to square kilometers anymore. Marv, you just watching forest fires? Because that's the only reason you would have to do that. Just divide by 100. Nasty wildfire. There it is. West of Quesnel is now 410 square kilometers and burying us in smoke. We had one just up the road here. It wasn't just like, I don't think it got dangerous, but if I looked at the internet more often, I would have found out earlier that like by the time I saw it, it was already like we had a fire. Greg Pennington stuff Anne does is awesome. I'm very keen to do a class with Peter Galbert. Yeah, I bet. His chairs hold a magic to me. They're very whimsical, in my opinion. Dream class. I've heard good things. If you like chairs and Windsors and things, I've heard good things also about David Douillard's classes. He's got like bunch of shave horses and he does like traditional Windsor style chairs that he does classes in his shop. Yeah, I want to say he's in Pittsfield area, up in the northeast-ish somewhere. I think. James Wright uses a ring on the bit when he is drilling horizontally. Your face uses a ring on a bit? No. All right, Andrew's off to bed too. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, I think. His chairs are worth a look. They're really charming. Peter Galbert. I'm pretty sure that I've seen some of Peter Galbert's work, but I don't remember it. But I believe you, because you generally don't seem like a liar. You have not shown yourself to be untrustworthy. If you have not yet hit the thumb button, do the thumb button. Just saying. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter. The algorithm does not care about me. And it probably never will. And I'm trying to convince myself that that's okay. Let us bid you adieu. We're going on 2 hours. We got a minute left until we're at 2 hours. We'll do a last minute. Any last things to talk about? Marvo, if you weren't here earlier, Tony's Chocolonely from Amsterdam. This is a good pack of chocolate. I had just the regular milk chocolate, and I had the caramel sea salt guy out of this rainbow pack of, it was like $11 or something. And it's got, the packaging is good. The chocolate is delicious. And I may now be a Tony's Chocolonely guy. It's all like free trade, support the chocolate workers kind of chocolates, and it's like, yeah, good stuff. Ethically sourced and whatnot. The cheap Black & Decker Black & Decker laser for $12. No, you can't use lasers. I said. You have to do it old-timey. They didn't have lasers in the old-timies. Just Googled, I will vouch for Peter Galbert. Peter Galbert does not need vouching. Peter Galbert is a name. Like when people say Peter Galbert, like even if you don't recognize his stuff, you know the name. And when you know the name of a woodworker, it's a pretty safe bet. Cool, I love me some chocolate. My go-to is Whittaker's. Yes, we've talked about your Whittaker's fixation, but try the Tonys. I think the value is, the Whittaker's seems expensive. $11 for 6. They're not enormous, but it's a better quality chocolate bar than you should be able to get for that price. And it comes in a fancy rainbow pack of variety options, and yeah, good stuff. Anyway, let's get it wrapped up. There we see them for 16, but you're not allowed the laser. I am putting my foot down for some reason. Laser goes up the shaft of the braces chuck. That's what she said. No. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. We'll see you next time on Saturday night for Peter has a Lost Art press book. Yes, Peter, a chair maker's notebook. Play on words, I guess, for a cabinet maker's notebook. A guy thinks he's... Just kidding. Okay. Bye for now. I'm going to go eat some food and go to bed. Made meatloaf for dinner, and then I didn't have any because I had to come do the show. So my meatloaf is waiting for me upstairs. Bye, everybody. See you Saturday, same time, same place.